So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. We are doing our Premier League predictions for match day 16 now of the Premier League. We won't look at the FPL Fantasy League today. We'll look at that in the next match day because I want to rattle through the predictions as quickly as I can in this video because of the short time between the match days, so I can get the videos out as efficiently as possible. So the first game is Crystal Palace versus Leicester City. Now looking at the previous results of the two sides, Crystal Palace first of all did lose 3-0 at the hands of Aston Villa. Bertrand Traore made Aston Villa go 1-0 up in the 5th minute before Tyrone Mings got sent off in the 45th minute. Courtney Howes and Anwar El Ghazi in the 66th and 76th minute respectively gave Aston Villa a 3-0 win. Leicester City on the other hand had a 2-2 draw against Manchester United. Marcus Rashford scored before Harvey Barnes scored a stunner, and Bruno Fernandes before an Axel Tuanzebe own goal got a 2-2 draw for Leicester City. Jamie Vardy was heavily involved in that one. But where does it leave the two sides in the table? Leicester City third in the Premier League, 28 points, 1 point behind Manchester United, who do have that game in hand, and leaves Crystal Palace 14th in the Premier League with 18 points after 15 games. In terms of who will win this one, I think it will be Leicester City. They look like a good side and they will want to bounce back after their draw against Manchester United. They are looking like they're going for a title this season. I'm not sure whether they will do it, whether they will have enough consistency to keep it going till the end, but they will give it a good try. Crystal Palace haven't been that good. 7-0 against Liverpool, 3-0 against Aston Villa, not good enough, and I think they will lose this one, not as harshly, but I think a 2-0 win for Leicester will be adequate. Next game in the Premier League is Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Now, we've already looked at Aston Villa's results in their last game, so we're going to look at Chelsea, and they had a shocker result against Arsenal. 3-1 to Arsenal, Alex Lacazette before a stunner from Granit Xhaka before Saka added to the woes in the 56th minute. 3-0 to Arsenal before Tammy Abraham got a consolation goal in the 85th minute before Bernd Leno saved a penalty from Jorginho to add to the woes of his penalty drought this season. But then, you know, it's not that great looking at the moment for Chelsea. They do sit in 8th with 25 points after 15 games. Chelsea fans are calling for Frank Lampard's head already, a lot of Chelsea fans are saying. But for Aston Villa on the other hand, they're doing alright. They're sitting on the same amount of points as Aston Villa, but Aston Villa have 2 games in hand. In terms of who will win this one, I think it'll be a draw personally, because I think Chelsea will want to bounce back, but enough to win this game, I'm not too sure, because they were very poor against Arsenal. They have a really quick turnaround in terms of how quickly they're going to play this game. They're playing it tomorrow, I think, or whenever you're watching this video. It's on the Monday, sorry. So they'll have to have a much changed team. Aston Villa as well, they'll have a changed team, but I think fatigue will come a big part of this one, and I do think it will be a draw. I don't think it'll be a high scoring one either, so a 1-1 draw I'll give it. Next game is Everton versus Manchester City, quite a big one in this match day, and looking at the results of the two sides, first of all, Everton had a 1-0 win over Sheffield United, got the 3 points in the end, which what mattered for them. Gylfi Sigurdsson scoring in the 80th minute, adding to Sheffield United's woes. And Manchester City had a comfortable win over Newcastle, Ilkay Gundogan and Ferran Torres scoring for them. Looking where they both sit in the Premier League, Manchester City sitting in 6th with 26 points after 14 games, getting a bit of run and form together themselves. On the other hand, Everton, they're doing good. They're doing very, very good. Second at the moment in the Premier League, doing very well for themselves at the moment, beating Chelsea, Leicester, Arsenal, and now they've beaten Sheffield United. So a bit of run together and you can be right up there. And with Liverpool dropping points, 29 points off 15 games, second in the Premier League for Everton, they're looking pretty good. And up against Manchester City, who will win this game. I have a feeling Ancelotti's going to get one over Pep in this one. It would be very interesting to see if he does, but I think he could. I really do think he could. Everton looking very, very good at the moment, and you can't rule them out, but I do think he'll be very tight, which is why I will give them a 2-1 win in this one. Moving into the Tuesday games on the 29th of December, Brighton versus Arsenal. I have done a preview for this on my channel. It will be released at 9 AM at UK time, so make sure you go check that one out. I've already recorded that one just before this one. So hopefully Arsenal can get some consistency together and beats Brighton with that 3-1 win over Chelsea and Brighton, and their draw against West Ham, which we will have a look when we analyse West Ham's next game. But I think Arsenal will win this one. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below about that one, and make sure to check out that preview. Next game in the Premier League is quite a big one in the relegation zone battle. It's Burnley versus Sheffield United. Me gusta mucho Sheffield United, not doing very well at the moment, are they? 2 points off 15 games. Could they break that derby record of the least amount of points? I think they could, to be fair, because I think that was 11 points, was it? 9-11 points or something like that. And I think Sheffield United, with the way they're going at the moment, it looks like they could be breaking our record. As I said, Sheffield United lose 1-0 to Everton. In terms of Burnley, they actually lost as well to Leeds United. Only 1-0 though, Patrick Bamford penalty in the 5th minute. But Burnley are playing well at the moment, so you do expect them to, keep going, keep that confidence going from previous games over Wolves and Arsenal respectively. And I think they will win this one, to be honest. Burnley, I think it'll be two teams that will be a bit cautious because they both park the bus and play that sort of tactic. So I think who's going to take the initiative in this one, which is why I think it will be a tight game. It looks like a 1-0 written all over it, like to either side really, but I think Burnley will win this one, which is why I will give them a 1-0 win in this one. Next game in the Premier League is Southampton versus West Ham United. First of all, looking at Southampton's game, they had a 0-0 draw against Fulham, a crucial point for Fulham, but again, Southampton, they're not keeping their run going, but Theo Walcott did have a goal disallowed from VAR in the 85th minute. Could have been a potential winner for them, but it wasn't to be. And West Ham, obviously, looking at their game against Brighton and Hove Albion, Neo Mope took the lead in the 44th minute before Benjamin Johnson equalised in the 60th minute. Lewis Dunk added in the 70th minute, but Thomas Souček, that man again, a header, another header for Thomas Souček in the 85th minute, 82nd minute actually getting an equaliser for West Ham, but no way the team broke the deadlock, and it did end in a draw for the two sides. But I think in terms of this one, Southampton doing good this season, but recent dip in form have meant they have slipped to 9th and 25 points off 15 games. West Ham only 3 points behind in 10th, 22 points after 15 games. So I think it'll be very interesting one to see who wins this one. I do think it'll be Southampton. I think they will bounce back, and I think they've got a bit more quality over West Ham. West Ham do have a lot of quality, I'm not saying that, but Southampton, they look like they've got players that gel together better than West Ham do, I guess, which is why I think they will get the win here. Again, I think it's similar to a lot of these games. It's not going to be tight, is it? Which is why I'll give Southampton a 3-2 win. Next game in the Premier League is West Brom versus Leeds United. We've already looked at Leeds United, their 1-0 win over Burnley. But the other one, West Brom, Sam Allardyce masterclass against Liverpool, getting a point against them, could be a crucial point. They got a point against Manchester City as well, just before Bilic got sacked. But Sadio Mane scored in the 12th minute before Semi Ajahi, I can't say his name, in the 82nd minute, equalised for West Brom in a crucial point. That could be, as I already said. But at the moment, they still do have 8 points and sitting in 19th with 15 points, 15 games played, 5 points off Burnley, so I think they really need to try and get a win. It's not going to be easy against Leeds United because, they're a team that will come at you, and I think West Brom's defence will have to be good in this game. So I just cannot see West Brom beating a Leeds United side that are just so good in the attack, so good to watch, but they will just come at them. So I think it could get a bit messy for West Brom, but I think their defence has been good, and under Sam Allardyce they look much stronger, which is why I will give Leeds United a 3-1 win in this one. Next game is quite a big one, Manchester United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. As I already said, Leicester City and Manchester United did draw in their last game. And looking at Wolves' previous fixture, 1-1 draw over Tottenham Hotspur that did end Tanguy Ndombele in the first minute, before Roman Saiz late on in the 86th minute from an assist of Pedro Neto, getting a crucial point from them, and a good header there from Saiz, and a crucial point that could be for Wolves as well, as Tottenham, they do slip to 5th now, 26 points off 15 games, and Wolves on the other hand, 21 points off 15 games, sitting in 11th place in the Premier League. So again, Tottenham, it'll be good for Tottenham, but again, when you look at this game for Manchester United, 27 points off 14 games, they are sitting in 4th at the moment. And whether you do think they will push on after that draw against Leicester City, against Wolves, it will be a tricky one because Wolves do tend to get one over Manchester United, and I think, to be honest, they could get one over United, but I just see a draw for some reason. Again, I think it'll be a high scoring one, which is why I'll give it a 3-3 draw. Next one is quite an easy one for me, and I think it is Tottenham versus Fulham. Fulham, obviously, we've already looked at their 0-0 result, and Tottenham, obviously, we looked at their 1-1 result previously. So I think in this game, Tottenham will want to really come at Fulham and destroy them, and I think that's exactly what they will do. Jose Mourinho will just tell his team to go out there and finish Fulham off because they don't look that great this season, and they're a team, when you do come at them, their defence just falls apart like that, and they're not doing very well this season. 11 points, still 2 points off Burnley, who still have that game in hand. So You never know, and Fulham do sit in 18th in the Premier League, still 3 points above the likes of West Brom and 9 points off Sheffield United, who do sit bottom. So Fulham do still have a chance in the Premier League, but they really need to get their act together, get a few wins under their belt, and maybe try to get out of that relegation zone. It will be tough. Obviously against Tottenham it will be more tough, but I think Tottenham will come at them hard and they probably will destroy them, which is why I'll give Tottenham a 4-0 win in this one. Last but not least, Newcastle versus Liverpool. As I said, Liverpool, I think a similar situation to Tottenham. They drew their game, Liverpool, and they will want to bounce back against Newcastle United. Newcastle United not doing very well recently. They did lose their last game 2-0 against Manchester City, sitting in 13th, 18 points off 14 games, 1 ahead of the likes of Arsenal and 2 behind the likes of Leeds United. So Newcastle do still have that game in hand, but again against Liverpool it's going to be very tough for them. But I think Liverpool, again, you just can't see past them. You know, they do destroy teams when they do come at them. It was difficult against West Brom. They defended very well, but Newcastle, they don't always look that good. They get exposed at times quite easily, which is why we'll have to give Liverpool the win here, a 3-0 win in this one. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave your predictions in the comment section down below. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.